All right, what do we think? I got as many people maybe? Nope, still waiting for the usual suspects. Quiz on Friday. I will allow you to use Desmos to check your answers. How about that? All right, I will allow you to use it to check your answers. And it might also come in handy if we have a couple multiple choice questions. You know, which polar one is equal to the rectangular equation? You can just type both of them in and see which one match. All right, I'm moving on. Here we go. Today, a little bit tougher today. Another reminder, quiz on Friday. You got day 8, 10, and 12 is being quizzed on, all right? Day 8, 10, and what we're doing today, day 12. I will review with you on Thursday. It's going to be tough. Just not because I'm making it tough on purpose. This has been a tough section of this unit, as you guys know. Pretty tough. Before we start today, I want to go over the 2 substitutions that you have available to you. 2 substitutions that we're going to continue to do today. R cosine theta, what do we have that equal to? X, yep. R sine theta, which we know is Y. Those are the 2 big ones. And I'm going to give you a third one today that we're going to use. And it comes from, which is also on the quiz, last week we made triangles. And remember, we put the X coordinate here, we put the Y coordinate here, and then you remember what we used, what we solved for, use finding this side? R. Yep. So today, I'm going to give you this, which is from the Pythagorean theorem. R squared is equal to X squared plus Y squared. That's the new one I'm going to give you, and we're going to work with today. Still debating whether or not I'm going to give those to you on the quiz or not. What do you think? I think I will. I think I will give those to you on the quiz, but because you got to know what to do with them, right? That's great that I gave them to you. Less things to memorize, but you got to know what to do with them. All right, here we go today. We've gone from rectangular to polar, but we haven't gone from polar to rectangular. So you guys see in number 1, I have R equals 8, which we definitely know is in polar because I see the R there. Now I want to know what it is in rectangular, which means the following. Today, if you're going to leave it as a rectangular equation, X's and Y's only. That's it. I shouldn't see an R. I shouldn't see a cosine or a sine or a theta in your final answer. If I want a rectangular equation at the end, it better just be X's and Y's. That's it. X's and Y's only. And these up here, these are the only 3 I can substitute in for. That's it. Do I have a substitution just for R? No, I don't. I have a substitution for R squared, R sine theta, and R cosine theta. So I need your help today making it look like one of these 3 up here I've boxed in green. Because once you get me an R cosine theta, I'm plugging in an X. All right, but right now in question number 1, I cannot plug in anything. I cannot substitute in anything. Can you guys help me make it look like one of those 3 up there so I can substitute in? Anybody got any algebra suggestions that I can change to R to make it look like any of these 3 up here? Go ahead, Ella, go ahead.
Could you
Square R. Ella says, could you square R? Why not? All right, go ahead. But remember, whatever you do to one side, I definitely got to do the other, yeah. So I'm going to square both sides. You guys notice on the left side is R squared. On the right side is 64. Ooh, do I have something I can plug in for R squared? Yeah, I can. Good job, Ella. Yep. And this is where I'm going to start calling on you guys. Tell me what I should be substituting in for R squared. Just went over it, just wrote it down. What should I be substituting in for R squared? right, here we go. Let me get to period 5. 11, here we go. Liz, what should I be substituting in for r squared?
I'm not sure.
Okay, did you write down our substitutions here I have on the top of the page?
Oh, x squared plus y squared.
X squared, so in place of r squared, I'm going to place in x squared plus y squared equals 64. How do I know when I'm done? Look at what we've just wrote. Do you have only x's and y's? Anybody see an r? Anybody see sine, cosine, theta? Me neither. All right?
So you don't factor that?
Say that again, Caroline.
I factored it.
No, don't. No, stop. You're just getting in more trouble now.
Okay.
Is it just x and y, Caroline? Do you see anything else but x's and y's? Do you see anything else?
I just did x plus y times x plus y.
No, Caroline. No, leave it.
Okay.
Leave it. All right, everyone go to Desmos right now. Get up the polar one. Bring up your polar one first, please. I'll do it with you. And I don't care if this is, this is so, why do we do this all the time? You know why we do it all the time? So you know the darn thing's right or wrong. That's why. All right, and it still blows my mind that even though the graphs don't match, I'm still going to leave my answer even though it's wrong. All right, so your polar graph, we started out with r equals, r equals 8. So type that in, r equals 8. You get a circle, big circle going to 8 and negative 8. Go to your rectangular Desmos now and type in what you think is the answer. X squared plus y squared equals 64. And look at that. Same circle going out to 8 and negative 8. I'm going to allow you to use this on the quiz to make sure you're right or wrong. All right, anything there? Questions, comments? Again, you need to make it look like one of these 3 that I have up here. If you don't have one of these 3, you cannot substitute in. So that's why Ella said square both sides, so I get r to r squared. Next.
So,
Caroline, go.
So you put the original equation in the polar one?
Correct. Because remember, r, if I see an r, Caroline, I got to be in polar form, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I knew to put it on the polar graph. If I see x's and y's, I'm rectangular.
Yeah.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Keep asking questions. I know this is not easy. All right, so next up, 7 equals r cosine theta. I know that's in polar. You're going to change it into rectangular, which is x's and y's. Hey, sometimes you don't need to do a darn thing. Last time Ella said square it. Guys, look what we have right now. You shouldn't be touching this. There's no reason to do anything. What do you see on the right side there that you can substitute in for? Kian, what can I substitute in for on the right hand? What's on the right hand side, Kian?
X.
Okay, there you go. R cosine theta. That's equal to x. 7 equals x. There you go. I'm done. I don't see any more thetas, r's, cosines, sines. Go ahead. Let's go. Let's go back. I don't care how time consuming this is. Go to your polar graph. I'll go to my polar graph. Type in the original polar equation. R equals r cosine 7 equals r cosine theta. So 7 equals r cosine. And remember, we got to type in the word theta if we want the symbol. There's a line. Everyone sees the red line over to your right. Okay, and then make sure x equals 7 on the rectangular is the same thing. There you go. Vertical line over at 7. Perfect. All right. Any issues there? So sometimes you don't need to do a darn thing. You can just plug right in, but that'll be the last time. That'll be the last one. Nick, you right over here?
Yep.
Great. All right, what's the deal here? Number 3. R equals cosine theta. Okay, take a step back. Look at this real quick. Is there anything I can substitute in right now? Let's see. I can't substitute anything just for R, and I can't substitute anything in for just cosine by itself. All right, so no, I cannot substitute in right now. So I'm going to try to make it look like one of these 3 that I gave you at the beginning of class. Can you make it look like R cosine theta, R sine theta, or R squared? What do we think here? What can we do algebraically to make it look like one of our 3 substitutions? I should write this every time. I need an R squared, I need an R cosine theta, or I need an R sine theta. I need one of those 3 to appear somehow. Suggestions?
Square.
Okay, that's what everyone always says, and I don't blame you. Let me square it, not you guys, though. All right, and I understand. Everyone's going to say square it like we did in problem number 1, right? That's what we did. All right, here's the problem, though. When I square it, watch what happens. I still get R squared, which I can substitute in for, but over here, I get cosine squared theta. Will I be able to substitute in for cosine squared theta at all? No, right? No. All right. So here's my solution. Is there another way I can get R squared without squaring the R? Think about it. Don't say anything yet. Is there another way I can get R squared without squaring the R?
Multiply times R.
Okay. Everyone see that? Multiply it times R. Now watch what happens. Oh, this is beautiful. Multiply it by R. Multiply it by R. Watch. R squared. And then what do I get on the right side? Oh, R cosine theta. That's a little something I could substitute in for. All right. I don't have something for cosine squared, but I do have something for R cosine theta. So yes, when there's just a number like on number 1, it's okay to square both sides. But sometimes I don't want to square both sides because I'm left with something I can't substitute in for. All right, substitution time. Hopefully we're awake here. Substitution time. 6. Mason, substitution time. What are you substituting in for R squared?
For R squared, I'm going to pull up here. We're going to put X squared plus Y squared.
Okay, and then on the right-hand side, Mason, I have R cosine theta. What can I substitute in for that?
X.
There you go. Mason, do you see any signs left over? In my final answer, you just wrote down for me. Do you see sine, cosine, R at all? Or is it just X's and
No.
Y's?
Just X's and Y's.
Okay, it's in rectangular then. And you guys can go and check right now. Plug this into your rectangular Desmos graph. And then plug R equals cosine theta into your polar graph. And you should see that both of them are the same, I hope. Questions about number 3? Sometimes, again, let me review. Sometimes, like on problem number 1, yes, you can square both sides, like when it's just a number over there, 8. How else could I get R squared, though? Sometimes you may have to multiply both sides by R instead, right? Just got to be prepared for both. Any issues before we get a little tougher? All right, here you go. It's been a while since we saw this word. R equals 4. Little bonus here. Anybody remember what that was short for? CSC?
Listen, can't.
What is it? Ooh,
Cosecant.
cosecant. Nice job, Caroline. Cosecant. Yep. If you guys go to the beginning of your notes, I wrote down a little reminder what cosecant was equal to. All right, cosecant is equal to 1 over sine. So I'd like you to replace cosecant with 1 over sine now, because that's all we've been dealing with, is sines and cosines. So 4, everyone ready? 4 times, now replace cosecant with 1 over sine theta. Again, why am I asking you to replace it? We don't have a substitution for cosecant ever. We do have a substitution for something involving sine, though. All right, so all I did was substitute in. Next, I'd like your help cleaning that up. I'd like to make this into one fraction instead of 2 different ones. Here's how you're going to do it. The 4, remember, is over 1. Everyone, multiply the 2 numerators. What do you get? Multiply your 2 numerators. What's there? 4. 4 times 1 is 4. Multiply your 2 denominators. What's on the bottom? Sine theta. Okay, all I did, I just wanted to clean that up. I did 4 times 1 on top, 1 times sine on the bottom. There you go. All right, now we're ready to work. I need r squared. I need r sine theta, or I need r cosine theta, remember. Those are the only 3 I can substitute in for. How are you going to do it here? How are you going to do it? Everyone take a look at that. What am I going to have to do to this to get r squared, r sine theta, or r cosine theta? Yep. Let's just get it out of the way now. Squaring's not going to help me. All right? Squaring's not going to help me because, oh, geez. If you want to square, okay, I get r squared. You want to square that? Holy cripe. I don't even know what that's going to look like. That'll be a cluster, huh? All right, I have no idea what that's going to look like. Definitely nothing I can substitute in for. So squaring is not going to be the option here. There's got to be something else I can do. And, okay, do you want to multiply by r like we did last problem? Sure, but it's not going to get you anywhere on the right side again. All right, so multiplying by r isn't going to get me anywhere. What's up, Caroline?
Multiply by sine theta.
Okay, and I'll give credit to Anna too. She said the same thing here in class. You can multiply both sides by sine, or what you guys are doing is you're cross multiplying, aren't you? That's what you're doing. Okay, you're multiplying both sides by sine, or you're cross multiplying here. Yep. All right, so everyone go ahead and multiply both sides by sine, or cross multiply. Go ahead. And then I'm going to ask somebody, call on somebody right now, what you're left with. So cross multiply both sides by sine. I'm going to hear somebody else, Liz. There we go. Isaiah, little help here. You can either cross multiply both sides by sine. Let me know what you're left with.
I have no idea. Hold on. I gotta put this in my calculator, right?
Why in your calculator?
I don't know.
Okay, let's stop here for a second. Do you see r squared anywhere in that equation?
No.
Okay, so I can't substitute it in. Do you see r sine theta anywhere? Together.
No, not together.
No, you don't. Do you see r cosine together at all?
No.
No. So right now, Isaiah, I cannot do any substitution on what I've written up here. You agree?
Yes.
Okay, so what I need your help with, and this is what Caroline and Anna were telling us, I need this equation to have an r squared somewhere or an r sine somewhere. And the way we're going to do it is you're going to multiply both sides by sine.
Okay.
Ready? When I do that, what's on the left now, Isaiah?
R sine theta.
Hey, something I can plug in for in a minute, right?
Yep.
All right. What about the right-hand side?
4 over sine theta squared.
No, that's one's on top, one's on the bottom. What are they going to do to each other here?
Oh, we're gonna cancel out, so
Yep.
it's just 4.
Just 4.
Okay.
All right. Now, why do I want to do that, Isaiah? What can you put in for r sine theta now?
Just 4.
Just 4. What's r sine theta equal to? What do we?
4.
Oh, it is okay. It's equal to 4 here. You got me there. But I'm
Yeah.
talking. I need to turn it into x's and y's.
Oh, y.
Y. So y equals what?
4.
4. There you go. All right. You need to make it look like one of these 3 on top here. This is tough. You got to go through your head. Would squaring it work? No. Multiplying both sides by r? No. All right, what else could I do? And then finally we had multiply both sides by sine. It'll be there somewhere. You just got to work. Whew. Questions, comments? Also, you guys that are trying to put this into your polar graph for cosecant, let me show you. So everyone go to their polar graph right now. Clear out whatever's there now. All right, so how do I type in r equals 4 cosine? R equals 4 cosecant is under functions. Over to the right, you got a functions button, and you'll see up pops, there's cosecant. Okay, and then you type in your theta. All right, little horizontal line. Any questions there before we get to the last one? All right. Wow, that looks pretty intimidating, doesn't it? Here you go. That's what I need. All right, let's just, would it help squaring? No. You try to square all of this, that's going to be a pain. All right, I don't think squaring is going to work here. All right, bottom line, squaring only works when you have a number on the other side. Okay. What else have we been doing today other than squaring? What else could we rely on? Multiply both sides by r. All right, let's take a look. If I multiply both sides by r, let's take a look. I get r squared. All right, what happens here when I distribute the r? You get 8, and it's all multiplication. I can rewrite this as what? 8 r cosine theta. Now, hey, don't get freaked out. Don't get freaked out because the 8 is with it. Hey, there's r cosine theta. You can substitute in. Just because the 8's with it doesn't mean anything. All right, you could still substitute in x in a second. What else am I going to have here? Plus 2 r sine theta. Yep, I can put that r anywhere I want because it's multiplication. And I think we have 3 substitutions we can make here. 3. And somebody's going to do that for me. Yeah. Who's up? All right, Anna, ready to go? Don't be so enthused. 8r cosine theta is going to turn into what with x's and y's? 8x. 2r sine theta is going to turn into what with x's and y's? And then r squared is going to turn into what with x's and y's? Don't be a hero. Don't be a hero. Everything has x's and y's with it so that we're done. If you check it, it'll check in your graphs as well. Questions there? So you guys saw all the different methods here. I could square it. If that doesn't work, how about if I just multiply both sides by r? And if that doesn't work, how about I multiply both sides by sine or cosine? Questions, comments, any concerns? All right, so you guys know what your quiz is on. Day 8, 10, and 12. I will let you use Desmos, and I'll give you the substitution formulas. You just got to know what to do with them. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the assignment. See you then. Behave, be smart.
Have a good one.
Thanks. You all right here today, Alan?
I'm so tired.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I've just been studying a lot.
Oh yeah, for your AP.
I
Coming up?
too. Yeah. I don't know why I did that, but it's fine. Are the APs actually curved? Like, is that true?
I have no idea. I've never taught an AP in
don't-
my life. And in
I
high
don't
school, I took one AP course, and it was the worst decision I could have made.
Yeah, it's I'm feeling that right now.
I took microeconomics, and I was just way over my head.
Yeah.
Because I initially wanted to go to school for business management. So I was like, oh, that's a pretty good idea. I should probably take it. It would look good. Awful idea. Awful. So bad.
Yeah.
Got a 3 on the AP. I thought that was great, but the college I went to didn't accept it.
I don't understand that because it's like if you get a 3, you get the credits, but then only schools take like certain scores. Like you
Yeah.
have to get a 4 or something. Like that
That's
doesn't make
stakes.
sense.
Yeah. It should be across the board.
Yeah.
No matter
It
what
doesn't
school
make
we're
sense.
accepting 3 or above or 4
Yeah.
and above. Because honestly, that's why you take an AP course, is to get some college credit.
Yeah.
Nick getting after it there?
Yep.
Is it just like the notes?
Yep.
Of course it is. Fine.
Nick, do you take the SAT Saturday?
No, I have to take it in June. I was gonna sign up for May, but there's no slots. I'm gonna try to sign up.